This is totally a ramble. Just talking about comic books, and I think I wonder if I should write a comic book. I can't draw, but write the story for it and have someone draw for me. I've done comics in the past. I've drawn them and written them myself on like lined paper, and I started with stick figures and got to the point where I was drawing kind of okay for having no training and no real natural talent in doing it, just out of repetition, out of perseverance. But yeah, I want to draw. I want to write. I had a character called Nemesis, named after I found was a goddess, not a god, of vengeance and retribution. The story for him was it doesn't even matter anymore. You can take it or not. Um, it was a guy who came home one day and his house was being robbed and he got shot and died. And for whatever reason, like I know why he came back. I explain it a little later on, but for whatever reason, came back to life and was kind of like a zombie, not the rotten off flesh zombie, but an undead, a living dead, um, where he could regenerate stuff and bad stuff like arms off, regrow arm. He was pretty indestructible, but tortured. If you want to do the whole Hollywood thing, it was a combination of kind of like a Spawn meets Daredevil meets The Crow type of deal. Um, he fought an elf sorcerer. This is set in modern times, but this elf was around forever. You know what I mean? So he just lived long enough to be in our time. Um, and he fought him a couple of times, and eventually found out that this sorcerer, who was kind of like his arch enemy in a way, um, was the one that brought him back to life in the first place. Um, but his will was so strong that it overrode this guy's control, and so he really questioned himself after that. I kind of wish I continued it. I went back to it, and I might go back to it. He won't be called Nemesis anymore. I don't know what he'd be called. Or he might just be called John, or whatever his name was. I know his name was, but he would have whatever. It's not about secret identities, and in a way it is, but in a way not. Because what I could do is have it where this happened a while ago, and since he's a zombie, he lives forever. He just lived long enough for the people that were his contemporaries who knew him died just from old age. So he wouldn't need to be behind a mask or anything. He could be in shadows, sure, but you know, this is like just an idea that I might actually follow through with. My other idea would be, I haven't done this at all yet, would be a team thing. Because I like team stuff. I like how people act and react to each other in a team, and how they compensate for things that other people lack. I had a couple team comics. Some were full on, I drew them and they were whole comics. Those books are gone, I can't find them anymore. And some were just ideas I never got around to drawing because I just didn't feel the need to draw anymore. I just didn't feel like it. If I can't do it like how I want to, I don't want to do it at all, kind of way. But I got to the point where I wanted to do like as close to real life as possible. Not in the Dark Knight type of real life, where it negates the whole thing with being a superhero thing, but because they had powers, but they didn't have any costumes. They had if anything, like army outfits, like Navy SEAL or Delta Force or Black Ops type of outfits, which isn't really original now, But back then it was kind of it's kind of cool. It's kind of like actually what those guys in Power Pack, not Power Pack. It's a group that Silver Sable led. The Wild something, can't remember. It's kind of like that. Now that I think about it, wow. But yeah, that's an idea too that I might do. I'll write all of these. I could write them, but I need something to draw them, And the last one I would want to do, and I think this is the one that's closest to me now, would be like kind of not necessarily high fantasy, but like I said in another vid, like mid fantasy, you know, where it could be set in a different planet or whatever. I don't know, but with magic being the thing. The main guy being like a druid or something, or at least someone who could control natural magic or nature magic, how it's described in like D&D and in popular fantasy, because that's not real anyway. How it's implemented, like it's a set rules that they made, and it's like, why are those the rules? I that's what I said. It's made fantasy. It won't be completely beholden to those things because I have my own ideas of how magic works and all that stuff. I think of all, that's the one I would want to do. Hell, that would be a cool superhero too, to do in modern times. But I kind of like the idea of back in the day type of thing. I was actually thinking of making, maybe a game out of it too. I have a bunch of ideas, just not the means to accomplish them right now. Because you get into the whole MMO thing. Because I like MMOs, like WoW and stuff like that. And it'd be cool to have another one of those, but that's good. I don't subscribe to the whole realistic and gritty. No, it's fantasy. I mean, it's fantasy, man. It isn't real and gritty and it isn't that. So for me, so mine would be in that vein, more PVE oriented. But I do like the idea of PvP, and it's so simple to me of having two sets of moves. Just have two sets of moves. Moves you could only do in PvP, or moves that act differently in PvP. I don't see the problem. But coding, what? Take the time and do it. I mean, anyway. But I like the WoW model of the grayness of things. I like that. I think it could be done again. Slightly different. But that model is a good one. I think it could be a good thing. I've done that too. Sat down and think of classes and talents and this and all this stuff. I've done that, and I wouldn't mind doing it again. Seriously, because it'll make money. That shouldn't be the end goal. Make it good. Make it engaging. Make people want to play. See, that's the thing. Gear shouldn't be the thing. There's enough games for people who want to chase gear. I'm not saying, because that's the thing. That's a model. Gear is a thing. My idea would be, you have gear, sure, and you can upgrade it. So you don't get a whole different set of gear. You just upgrade it. Because it might be some shoulder pads or boots or a headpiece that you really like the look of, and you don't want to get rid of it. You shouldn't have to, if you don't want to. And you can say, "Oh, you have an appearance tab." Yeah, but you could just have the same piece of gear. Upgrade it. What's the. Like, how would you do that? So you have a helmet that drop off Dragon B, and you fight Dragon C, and he drops a better helmet, but you don't like how it looks. So you take it to the switcheroo guy. I have no name for him yet, and he overlays those stats on this helmet you have that you like. It erases those stats and replaces it with this stat. So you still have that other helmet if you want it, but your original helmet has better stats. Why would you want to go back to the original stats anyway of the original helmet? You wouldn't want to. So either way, you have two helmets that's equal in power but look different, and you can choose whichever one you want. Simple stuff. I like the idea of, for some classes, using a weapon to cast things, cast spells or whatever, because that's what they were for. Staves and wands and stuff to cast spells with. They're not to walk with. They're not to hit things with. They channel energies. Simple things. It's like simple things. I might actually start working on that today. Again, I'm in the mood. Set some classes out. Abilities, tweaks and talents and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. I don't know how I'd post it on there, just to get some feedback, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's hard though, you know. It's harder than you think it is. That's the thing about it. It's harder than you think it is. It's much harder than you think it is to design a game. Not even the code, just the premise and the classes and the talents. So much props to people who do that, because it's difficult. People who just consume will say, "Oh, you need to fix this." And yeah, but it's hard. It's hard going in knowing that this could affect this, and then that will affect something else, and it's hard. You know. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do that now. So see you in a bit.